Hi guys, and welcome back to another video. So I have another Speedpaint watercolor painting process video for you guys, and I'm actually super excited to show you guys this particular painting. If you follow me on social media, you probably know that I've already posted stuff about this painting for many different reasons. One being super excited to finally finish it so that I could post it, as well as I had a lot of fun working on this piece from process to, I guess, the final product. So speaking of process, as usual, I do my rough sketch in my sketchbook. I will scan my sketchbook page, put it into Photoshop, change the opacity and darken up some values using the curves and the levels, and then I will print it out onto tracing paper after resizing it to the particular paper size that I'm going to be using for watercoloring. So in this case, I'm going to be transferring it to my hot press paper. So similar to like past videos I have done, I think the last two videos were watercoloring videos, so pretty much all the same material. And yeah, so if you are interested in any of the materials I am using, you can check the description, or you can check for the little flags every time a new supply is introduced to my process. So right now I am adding a very warm lighting to the pretty much like the top portion of this painting, just to establish lighting as well as warmth. So one thing to note is that this video, let's see, the last few videos I've been using my DSLR camera, which has been nice, but the white balance is off. So I believe the painting will come out cooler than the actual painting in real life. The painting in real life is quite warm, and hopefully if I insert some photos near the end, just before the painting finishes, you guys can see actually like how warm it is compared to the video. But yeah, so using the yellow to establish lighting, because I want him to be more or less backlit, as well as like establishing warmth in the piece, because I would like to keep the piece more towards like yellows, oranges, and reds. But for the most part, I'm looking at the painting right now and I can see it, and for most part I stuck to that color palette. Obviously I'm going to be using green for the shrubberies, so we'll mess around with that a little bit later. So I'm just working on the skin, darkening up the face. So I was rendering his face the same way I usually do, which isn't good. I needed to darken up the face as well as leave a little bit of rim lighting around his like ears and his chin and the cheeks, just because I wanted to make sure he looks like he's backlit. So I'm gonna have a lot of problems with the shrubbery in this piece, but for the most part, in the end, I actually do like the result. And I actually learned a lot from doing this piece in terms of doing shrubbery. I know a lot of the areas where I lack and I need practice, as well as the areas that I feel like I could do a little bit more confidently if I had to do it again. So I'm just quickly darkening up his armor, and then yeah, it's just pretty much smooth sailing until I have to do the shrubbery for probably the last half of this video. So in terms of why I was super excited to show you guys this, besides that the results turned out really beautifully in my opinion, and a lot of you guys actually really liked it. It's like I said before, I've already posted this, so I already know the initial response to the painting, which was very much loved, and I do thank you guys for that. And I do hope you guys don't mind that I did include the the slower clips for, like, you know, some sections here and there. But another reason why I was super excited about this piece was because it was kind of like a redo piece. I'll post a picture of something I did somewhat similar, definitely not a chibi and definitely not executed well. It was definitely more of a sketch and a practice, if anything. So this piece in general was inspired by a song. So I occasionally like to do this for like watercoloring paintings or like digital paintings, is finding songs, reading lyrics, feeling inspired. But for this case, I was reading the lyrics. I really love the artist, singer, composer. It's like the same person, as well as the person who did the illustration for the cover work for her YouTube video was really beautiful. So a lot of the colors as well as the rose bushes concept was based off of that illustration. I'll link the video down below so you guys can check it out. It's like a wonderful, beautiful song. Absolutely adore the song. I believe I found the song in like mid 2018, so I've wanted to do this particular concept for a while, but at the time I didn't execute the painting in the way that I enjoyed it. I believe I tackled that painting last year and it was like very rushed. Definitely not confident with painting at that time. This time I've definitely narrowed down my process and I am more comfortable working with like glazing, adding shadows, not being too afraid to darken things up, as well as you're gonna see I'm gonna be using a little bit of gouache in this video to fix up the shrubs and stuff. So yeah, so the song, I think it's called Dear Le Petit Prince. I do not speak French, so please excuse my pronunciation, but you guys can, maybe I will take the lyrics and put into Google Translator like I did before and put in the description so you guys can read the vibe of the song if you want while listening to it. But good news and like super exciting news. So today is the 4th of March as I'm recording this audio, and yesterday actually was something very exciting that happened on Twitter. So I posted this picture maybe 5 days ago, I think at this point, maybe it's like 5 days ago, onto Twitter, and you know, I didn't think much of it. I didn't tag anybody in it either. I just put the hashtag 17 Dokyeom and then 17 Dokyeom in Korean. That's it. I put the link to the song and that's it. And then yesterday, Ritsuka actually liked the post, retweeted, and replied to the picture or like the illustration saying that, you know, thank you. I think she said it looks beautiful or something like that. I'll put maybe the screenshots on the screen because I was like super ecstatic. Like, if you guys don't know who Ritsuka is, she's first a singer, a composer, and I think right now she's learning English, and she does I think her own illustrations for some of the artwork for like her album artwork or like any of those kinds of stuff. It's really cute drawings and stuff, but like she's a beautiful singer. And basically, I think when I was younger, if you guys were into like Vocaloids or like utaite, I think that's how you say it. If not, I'll put on the screen what it's called or the word I'm talking about. Basically like the Nico Nico Doga singers. And she was one of the singers like I absolutely loved when I was younger. Absolutely adored her voice. She did so many like acoustic covers, which I absolutely adored. I remember her posting like acoustic medley, and I think it's like 30 to 40 minutes long. I would listen to that like on repeat for like a whole year, just because like I absolutely loved her voice, the way she plays guitar, just like everything was wonderful. So when I stumbled upon this song, I think a couple of years later after she posted it, because I think she posted it maybe, is it from 2016? 2017, something like that. I didn't listen to it until 2018, so I was a little bit late, but it was the inspiration for the song, and I was like super happy that she saw it. And I'm just like also confused because like I have no way of how she found it, but I'm glad she did because that really made my whole week, my whole day. I don't know. Enough fangirling at this point. Yeah, I wasn't looking at the video at that point. I believe, yeah, so at this point I was live streaming on Instagram while working on this piece. So you're gonna see me, if it already hasn't happened already, I think I show like materials, some other stuff from other things, as well as like books and stuff, just because people were asking me questions on Instagram. So because I was live on Instagram, I was showing people stuff, as well as, yeah, I believe I was showing like anatomy books. I think a figure thing, I don't know how do you call it, like a model kind of thing, as well as any other kind of like illustrations and stuff. But yeah, I'm slowly chipping away at the foliage as well as the flowers. So yeah, I really darken up his armor. I believe I already, I think I already darkened up his face definitely in the video. My brain is so scattered right now. I feel like I'm on an adrenaline high again because of the whole Ritsuka tweeting thing. But yeah, the video definitely, I don't think does it justice compared to seeing it in real life. If you guys are ever interested in purchasing a print from me, I do have a print of this particular one that is in 5x7, and it definitely has the accurate colors. It is a little bit cropped because it's not the ideal size for a 5x7, as this painting, I believe, is 8x10. And more ideally, I probably preferred if it was 8.5x11, which might have resized to 5x7 a little bit nice, like a little bit nicer. It was just a little bit too, I believe, long. Or is it too tall? One or the other. I had to cut off his legs basically, but I think like the whole vibe of it still generally fits the print well. So yeah, and thank you very much guys for the immense amount of love on the D8 zine. I know this is probably going to be 2 weeks or 3 weeks. It might be 3 weeks after the zine has been released. So I do apologize that these videos never seem accurate to my timeline in terms of stuff that's happening in my life. But I do want to thank you guys very much for putting a lot of support to that zine. I worked a lot of hours on that zine, and I'm glad you guys really liked it. So hopefully I'm going to be planning I have 2 zines in mind, or 3 zines, 3 other zines in mind. I'd like to get one more out by this year, and then one early next year is the plan. But I believe like one of them I can spoil right away, or 2 of them I can spoil right away. One is a Wonu zine. I've already talked about this in the past, as I wanted to do Wonu in many different concepts and ideas, or just like, you know, fun paintings of Chibi Wonu doing various things, and it's gonna be like digitally painted. I want it to be square format, full color. That's just something that I've been planning for a while, but I haven't been working on it very much at all, because of the D8 zine store update, as well as like the coronavirus thing kind of pushed things into a loop, as well as like, you know, things for my family. There's like different situations, as well as like products like Hunsuke plush has been pushed back because those were being manufactured in China, and I believe the factory that was working on it is having some delays and stuff, so gotta push that away. Okay, so looks like I'm working on the foliage on the other side. I can see how it's still patchy. I don't mind that it's too patchy just because it is foliage. It's not supposed to be flat. But I'm glad I go back with gouache and add in some extra leaves, a little bit of highlights and stuff, just to give it a little bit more clarity, I guess. Because it's definitely patchy and very weird looking at this point until I do the line art for the flowers. I add in grass and the small details for leaves. And yeah, I'll add in the sky a little bit later. I should have added the sky like in the beginning, so I didn't have to worry about lifting off the paint when I was painting across Dokyeom's flowers. Yeah, here it is. I messed up the right side, and as you can see I blotted it, and the left side looks quite nice. Looks quite, oh, it dries quite flat. Okay, I'm just saying it looked really patchy when I laid it down, but in the actual illustration it doesn't look that patchy. Last thing I want to talk about was the other zine that I really wanted to tackle, is an OC zine, which I want it to be sketch based, but I feel like it's just gonna be a compilation of absolutely everything. A lot of my OC stuff comes from my iPad drawings, so I probably will make that either a smaller, more free-ish, free-flowing zine kind of thing, like really sketchy pages and stuff, and see how I can compile them. And probably maybe do a digital version available as a PDF version of the sketch zine. I'm not too sure. I'm really into making zines at this point. I just love seeing the physical version, so that makes me really happy. Yeah, I believe I'm just gonna add a few details using gouache. I do apologize that there were some clips that were missing, because I was live streaming. Stuff would get cut out, or I didn't notice that the camera cut out or anything. But yeah, hopefully next week I have another exciting video. I've been really into painting recently, but due to time and some store updates and the zine and stuff, I kind of had to take a step back in terms of traditional medium stuff. So maybe we'll do a digital video for next week. Who knows? We'll see. I would ask for a suggestion, but I know I won't see it until like 3 weeks later, and I probably film stuff in advance. So yeah, really like this piece. and hopefully I can post some pictures that do it justice. If not, please check out my Instagram or my Twitter for the full version of the illustration in its full glory and in the correct lighting temperature. But yeah, thank you guys very much for watching, and I do hope that you guys enjoyed watching me do more of a full illustration instead of like, it feels like I've been doing just like chibis or headshots and like a white background. But yeah, thank you very much for watching, and I'll talk to you guys next week with another video. Bye!